Hi, welcome to Sunny Day Stamping. My name is Julie Baca. I hope you had a wonderful holiday season. Our family was so busy. We were like traveling around. I feel like I need a vacation from my vacation. I'm so ready to get into some crafting time, and I'm so thankful that you're here. Thank you so much for watching. Before we get started, we're making an awesome fun fold, but before we get started, the new mini catalog is ready to order from. Amazing new stuff in here. What is really fun though is Celebration. This is going on now. If you're watching this and it's January or February 2023, for every $50 purchase, you get to pick something awesome out of this free brochure. So if you order $100, you can pick two things or one really big thing out of here. So anyway, so much fun to shop right now. I've got a link down below in the description so that you can shop with me. And if you have any questions, please leave me a comment or reach out to me. I love to help people get like the most bang for their buck in their order. So all right, let's get started. So here's our fun fold card. It opens up like this to display the message. So it's really so simple. It's just a card and it's adhered to a card base like that. And I am using new products and I'm so excited. We're going to be using the Brushed Bouquet, which just has these gorgeous flowers. They're two steps, so they go on top of each other to create this awesome effect. Now this doesn't have any words in it, so we are going to be using the Go-To Greetings, which is my favorite. I'm just kidding. No, I picked a different one. I picked a different one because I use that other one all the time. We're going to be using Happy Labels. Check out all these awesome sentiments. And it comes, when you buy it as a bundle, it comes with this punch that has a ticket edge and like a scalloped edge. So we're going to be using that. Now, if you want to make this, actually in my example, I didn't use the Happy Labels or my Go-To Greetings. I actually went and found another stamp set in my collection, and you probably have this one, just to use the sentiments there. So if you have a stamp set that doesn't have words in it, just go digging through and find the sentiments from other stamp sets. They're all, interchangeable. The last new product we're going to be using is this Country Gingham Designer Series paper. You get 48 sheets of this for $12. They're 6x6 sheets, double-sided. Woo! Double-sided, and it's all of these gingham patterns which go awesome with so many things. I love this. We're actually going to be using the colors in this in these papers for our color palette. So we're going to be using Balmy Blue cardstock, but then we're going to be using Mint Macaron, Petal Pink, Sweet Sorbet, and then I threw in some So Saffron too. All right, we're going to start with some stamping. Oh, did you guys notice my beautiful new tabletop? My mom and I refinished it over the holidays. She's amazing at it, and I think it looks awesome. Thank you, Mom. So we're going to actually start with the very big flower, and I'm going to stamp it off and then stamp it on my cardstock here. So this is one tip I have for saving money. You don't need all the colors because you can stamp off and get multiple colors, well, at least 2 or 3 from the same stamp set. So now this goes inside there. Isn't that awesome? I just think that's so cool. And these flowers, all of these flowers do that, where they have the two-step and really can just bring out the accents. You're going to see me using this quite a bit. So we're going to run this through our cut and emboss machine. This comes with a die set, or you can buy them as a bundle, and they're going to cut out those flowers. And what's really cool too, it also has these where it'll just emboss the flower for just a totally different look. So we're going to use that, and we're also going to use the stylish shapes dies. I'm going to use this big square. Now, if you don't have this set, you can cut this out 2 3/4 inch square. If you don't have a set like this, this is awesome. I really love the stitching on here, and it comes with squares and circles and these banners. Love it. So now I'm going to get out my little mini embossing machine. It looks ginormous on my camera, but it's quite small. This whole project, all of those dies will fit in this little mini machine. And I am going to hold this flower in place with a little post-it note, just so it cuts out very nicely. And then we're going to put the square here at the top. And you can see it is overlapping this Post-it note. Don't worry, it's going to cut right through. No problem. I cut this paper really, very little margin for error here, Julie Baca. Okay. There we go. All right, I think everything's on there. Let's run this through. There we go. Now, if you don't have one of these mini embossing machines, here you can see that Post-it note is on there. I'll just pull it off. There we go. See, it cut out perfectly. Oh, maybe it didn't. Maybe I didn't line it up right. Oh, well. What I was going to say was, if you don't have one of these embossing machines and you want one for joining Stampin' Up, this is part of the promotion. Let me get the celebration catalog. So you can pick a white one or this beautiful blue one, plus $175 worth of products for $129. Or if you don't want the mini machine, you can get $175 worth of products for $99. And that has you join Stampin' Up. You're a demonstrator, but you can be a hobby demonstrator. You don't have to sell anything, and I would love you on my team. So if you have questions about that, let me know. Okay, so now that we have our square cut out, we can finish doing the stamping on the front of the card. It comes with these great stem and leaves. Now the trick for lining this up, I noticed, as you're looking at this, there's one section that has just a little section of highlight that matches with this one. So I line that up first, and it kind of lines the rest of the flower up. But the beauty of this is it doesn't really have to be exact. Now we're just going to put a couple more flowers on here. Now these also have a two-step option, but I am just going to stamp them just like that. They do have a little inside to put in there, but I'm not going to do that. And the last thing they have is a little dot for the inside. Great, now that is done. We'll set that aside, and what we're going to do is actually put this on top. So I guess I didn't have to put that inside on that flower because we're going to put this on top, but I definitely wanted to stamp a flower under there. I love when you're going to pop this up with dimensional so that you can still see some image underneath. So what we're going to do now is we're going to stamp the inside of our card and the envelope, so that is all pretty. Now for this flower, it also has an insert, and again, it doesn't really matter, but if you want to line it up perfectly, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little petals kind of all tucked in a row, and they match the top of these. You can see that there's an image that is kind of 4 or 5 petals in a row, and then these are all kind of broken up. You're going to line those up with those petals that are all in a row, and it kind of splashes some highlights down below. And again, it doesn't really matter. All right, so we're done with all of these stamping pieces, but I am going to add a sentiment to the inside of our card, but I want to do it while we're putting our card together. So now we need a sentiment for the front of our card, and I'm actually going to heat emboss this. So I'm just going to take my little embossing buddy. They've got these for sale from Stampin' Up. They had them, and then they don't have them, but now they do. So, and now I'm going to use Versamark ink, and I'm just going to stamp towards the bottom of a scrap piece of paper. And then we're going to pour on some of this white embossing powder. And now I'm just going to set this aside, and I'm going to pour this back in my container before it gets everywhere. So you just hit that with a heat gun and keep the heat moving until it starts to solidify, or I'm sorry, liquefy, and you'll see that it gets glossy and nice and white, and then you turn off your heat. And we're going to cut this down. And now if you do not have a heat gun or anything, and that is not something you want right now, just do this with, you can use the Whisper White ink pad. It's not going to be as nice and white and shiny, but it'll still look good. And then the other option is just stamp on a white piece of paper with black ink, and that will look good too. And then you're just going to cut it down. So there's no measuring for that. Now there's one more thing we need to do is cut our card base. And I'm sure you've got all the other things cut out, but I just wanted to show you, you need a 4 1/8 by 11-inch piece of paper. And we're going to score it at 2 7/8. And then we're going to, instead of trying to give you another measurement, we're just going to flip this around like this. And you're going to score it at 2 3/4. And now this 2 3/4 is going to be the bottom flap of your card. So this was my 2 3/4, and you're going to have the raised part of the scoring towards the inside. Fold this in and score it. Let me get my bone folder here so this lays down better. And you're going to fold this towards the front. Now, all of the measurements for this project are over on my website, but my email subscribers will get this print and make project sheet, which has all the measurements, the written instructions, the list of supplies, the link to the video, and all that emailed. So if you would like to be on my email list and receive these every week, please sign up. There's a link in the description below. Now we're going to put together our card. I love this part. So you're going to pick your favorite piece of that designer series paper, and we're just going to put this on the 2 3/4 side panel here. And this is going to be on the bottom. Where are my other pieces? Let's get these all out. Now you're going to put your square right in the middle. And again, if you didn't have the dies, you could just cut a 2 by, what is it? It's on the project sheet. 2 3/4 inch square, I think. And you're just going to center that up in the middle. Like that. Very good. And then we're going to pop that on the front with some dimensionals. So we're going to just, so it pops up. Now this part is optional. I mean, that looks super cute too, but if you want to give it that little extra, put this on there. If you don't have the dies that go with this stamp set, you can just cut this out by hand too. So, and I'm not going to measure, I'm not going to center it up exactly. I want to see that little flower that we stamped underneath. So I'm going to do like that. Now we're going to put our sentiment on the front. So you can leave it like this, all straight, but I am going to use this new label die that goes with, it comes as a bundle with that Happy Label set. And we're going to use this scalloped edge to just create a little scallop there. Now this is too small of a piece of paper. So what we're going to do is grab that sticky note that we used for our die cutting and just get a little scrap of that off. Now, when we put this through, it gives us a little extra length so we can see it coming through. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but you can see it poking through. So I'm looking to see that it's lined up, and then I'll punch and pull it back out. There we go. And now we're going to do the other side. I love repurposing things. I love that we can use this little Post-it for die cutting, and then again here. All right, and then we line that up and punch. Okay, this is definitely like an extra thing that you don't need to do, but look how much cuter that looks having that little scalloped edge right there. Here's another tip. Don't throw these Stampin' Dimensionals away. You can use the edge too, and it's perfect for sentiments like this. Pop that right there. I like it hanging off over here, but maybe you don't. So you can put it completely in the center. Okay, now one last thing. Where's our inside? Here we go. Now I want to add a sentiment to this, but I'm going to line this up here. So I picked this Life is Better with You from that Happy Label set. Now I don't have this piece glued in here. In case I make a mistake, I could flip that over and just restamp the whole thing, but I'm using this as a guide to see where to put my sentiment. There, perfect. So now when they open it, it's going to look like that. All right, this glue this all together, and I have one more example to show you of a different color combination using all the same product. Oh my goodness! I put that on the wrong thing. Okay, good thing I was paying attention a little bit. There. That's okay. We'll use that glue. You know, I was talking when I put that focal point on. I wanted to mention that. Oh, here, let me let me not multitask. Here we go. Okay, there. I just love that background. It just gives it a little tiny bit of a pop of color. That's so good. So you can see this needs to open, and I forgot because I was talking. Make sure you put glue only on this top half of that square so that you don't glue the whole thing shut like that. So this looks so adorable, just like this, but you could add just the tiniest bit of ribbon if you want. I couldn't decide if that was too much or not, but this little gingham ribbon I thought looked so cute with this. So here's without and here's with. You let me know in the comments, ribbon or no ribbon. I don't know. So let me show you. Oh wait. Oh, just with the envelope. So cute. And here's another color combination, the same country gingham designer series paper, same stamp set. We just used the petal pink, and isn't that so cute? If you liked this video, give me a thumbs up. You can also hit the subscribe button with the bell notifications, and that way you'll get a notification every time I put out a new video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a sunny day.